Woo, woo, woo. Hello and welcome to my home office tour. I recently remodeled this room and I'm excited to show it to y'all. Now this is my favorite room. Well, almost my favorite room. Probably my bedroom is my favorite. But this room is amazing now and I've been really enjoying it the past few weeks. If this is your first time by the channel, I'm Chris and I used to be a full-time software developer. Now I'm doing freelance web development and graphic design, as well as doing this DIY YouTube channel, which I show a lot of my remodel projects and talk to you about how to invest into your home and to get the greatest return on it. So if that interests you, hit your boy up, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you around. Otherwise, let's jump into the tour and let's start with the desk right here. Woo! This is the Foley desk with the bamboo top. I think it's 60 inches. Gotta get that. That 60-inch top, the bamboo, I like it. It's not my favorite. I wish honestly that I could just like change the tops every month, but that would get really expensive, so we're gonna just stay with this. And honestly, it's not bad at all. I really like it. This desk I've had for a couple years now. It is pricey, but it is worth it if you're working at home like I am constantly all the time, whether I'm doing work or playing Xbox or reading or whatever it might be. I use this thing all the time. So it's a great investment. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by anyone or anything. So it's just my word and my opinions on it. Now, before we jump into the rest of the awesome stuff on this desk, like my computer and the awesome story behind this poster right here, let's jump into what I started with and how I made it into this amazing office. This was the original office. It had beige painting with the gray floors. It was just not very cozy and there's just crap everywhere. So we're gonna update it, upgrade it as cheaply as possible, but hopefully it turns out more functional and looks better. So let's clean this thing up. The main goal of this project was to declutter it so that I could have multiple spaces for shooting as well as working. So that means getting everything removed and painting. I painted it an off-white and then painted a couple of walls with this black dark gray color. Then I put up all the shelving and decoration, which most of it I had, and then set up the desk. So let's jump back into the desk setup. I currently have my monitor connected to the wall, so if I raise this up, it will hit the monitor, which is what I just did. So let's get this back and then I can show you. And I'm sure everyone who's watching this video has seen us sit and raise before, but you just hit this little button, it goes up and goes down. Before I did this remodel, I didn't have my desk on wheels, so I put it on wheels so that I can move it around freely. And that has been huge, because sometimes I want to sit in the corner, sometimes I want to sit in the middle, sometimes I want to turn it whichever way, and that is super helpful to me to make the space feel new. And so these wheels, awesome, and my floor is tile, so it moves really easily. Now for the fun part, which I think most people watch these videos to find out the equipment that people run if they're doing something in a similar career. For all my computer needs, I use this MacBook Air, and it is from 2014, I believe. It's old. I used to have a better MacBook from my corporate job, but since leaving, I'm stuck with my old computer. I run Final Cut on it, I run Photoshop on it, I run Lightroom on it. Now, I can't run all of them at the same time, but it does get the job done. So for now, that works, barely works, but I'm getting by. Now for this monitor, nothing special. I bought this 10 years ago maybe during college, just a Samsung monitor. I only use it for my Xbox basically, but usually I'm fine with just working on a small monitor. I'm a pretty simple person, as you can see with like, I have, you know, just the Apple keyboard, Apple mouse. Those work great for me. Same thing with the monitor. It does great for my Xbox. Outside of that, it's great to have a bigger screen if I wanted to edit video, but coloring on it, it's not a good option at all. This is one of those extra items I splurged on while buying the Foley desk, is this extension arm where I put my laptop on, and it's really helpful for, you know, your back and for lining up your computer with your eyes. And this thing, you know, lifts up and down and it twists, well, moving my desk, but it moves around like that. And it just has a simple clip to go on the back right there. Super awesome. And then I'm sure you noticed this right here. This also came with the Foley. It's an extra cost. but it has two clips on similar to the monitor, and you just connect it to the backside and put it up. Now I used to have the monitor sitting here, but I since put it on the wall. I also have this drawer under the table for some random items that I use and some I don't. I need to kind of clean it up, but that was a good investment as well. The other stuff on my desk are just, you know, kind of the necessities. You know, you got a mug. Shout out wife. I think that was a Christmas present, something like that. But I got, you know, the Lacy hard drive. Got the Ugmonth swag. This thing's pretty cool. It's just basically a checklist, and you know, you write on it, write your today to-do list, and then you can, you know, fill out these circles. Which I don't have any today. Not that I don't have anything to do, but I just haven't written on it. And then I have this Ugmonth pen. This pen is amazing, mostly because you can go like this to it. Okay, enough of that. Great pen, you should get it. Also, not sponsored by anyone in this video. And then next, I got my composition book, aka my iPad, and I use this for all my design stuff, drawing, illustrating, YouTube covers, whatever it might be. I use this bad boy, and I highly recommend getting an iPad if you're into that space. So that is pretty much it with the desk. There's not much going on. I did do a video on some of my cord organization. I'm not the best at it, but I did hide a lot of it. I still have my charger like flailing about. I'm overall happy with it, so. A lot of people like to have their headphones on their desk, but I'm just not a huge fan of it, even though that cool little stand that everyone has looks cool. I just like to hide mine, and so let me know in the comments what you prefer, headphones on the desk or hidden away. The last thing is up here, if you can see, is my little artwork. I did some of those pieces there, and then that's from Crate Supply. And then I got a rip-off Cause doll and a fake plant from IKEA, of course. Gotta get the fake plants, gotta get the real plants. Speaking of real plants, this is a real snake plant. I'm releasing a video on house plants that you should buy. This is a great one. It's really easy to maintain. The rest of this stuff here is like, I don't know, you don't really need to know about it. There's a bookshelf. I got some of my current DIY project materials in this. And a lot of people probably wouldn't love that because it looks messy, but you know, this is a real working office, and I keep things messy sometimes. I also have some knives, some utility knives, some of the camera gear, which my wife has done wedding photography, and I did videography for weddings for a while, but we keep a lot of that in there and in her space. I'll show you in a second. And then we also have hard drives and some art materials and some random other, you know, stuff. So for my wife, we'll see. All right, this is, I like tiny. This is my wife's area. It's actually not, it's mostly my area, but I gave her this shelf and threw some of her stuff on it. And then this desk has some of her stuff on it as well. We used to have two separate offices in our old house, but we have lost a room since moving. And so now we kind of share an office. She got the short end of the stick of this deal, but once we do the expansion on the house, which is coming up soon, we're gonna make another room in this house, and then she'll have another office which she can put all her stuff in and make it look like she wants to. So that's exciting for her. These are just IKEA shelves with the IKEA pegboard, which is not really being used for anything besides the charger and my new tape measure. So anyway, let's continue. Actually, here's our plans for our house. Wait, what is this? This is our current house here. This is the extension, and this is the garage. And so this area is gonna be a living room, dining room, an office, and a little sunroom with the deck back here. So subscribe to the channel if you're interested in how to contract that out, and I'll be doing some of the work myself. So we're really excited about that and hope to get it before baby 2 arrives. Anyway, let's continue. Continuing over here, we have an old school file cabinet, a bunch of crap in there. We have this vintage couch, which was actually my dad's parents' couch, or his couch, and then his friend took it from him, and now I have it. And so we like to keep this because it's pretty swaggy. This light I made, go check out that video when this video is over. We got that Interstellar poster, you dig? And then over here, we have some plant, an IKEA cabinet, printer, this nice Texas flag here, because I'm in Texas, and a new pegboard. One of the reasons I remodeled it the way that I did was because I wanted multiple angles for shooting these videos. And so whenever I do DIY cutscenes or where I'm explaining something or talking about investing or whatever it might be, I have something as a nice backdrop. And for here, like I have this nice backdrop. It doesn't look exactly like this, but I'll move this big tree over to the side to cover up the door, and then I have this pretty empty backdrop that is nice on the eyes. So this is only one of the angles that I can shoot on. I can also turn this way. I'll probably move closer, like here, to shoot with this black backdrop. And then I also have, you know, my computer area, which is here, which I can shoot, you know, like this, depending on the light and such like that. So there's multiple angles that I can shoot in this room, even though it's pretty small. It's like 10 by 10 kind of with a closet. So not much room, but enough for a small office. So one of the things that I love about this office is this poster right here. It is Nighthawks by Edwards Hopper, and there's a pretty cool story behind it. In college, I was part of this accelerator startup where kids were developing their own technology. The professors were people that were really awesome who had invented something. One of the guys had invented the Ethernet, like literally the Ethernet. Super funny guy. Anyway, he mentioned this poster to us when we were in a meeting with him. I'm not too sure why, but the next day I went to Goodwill and I saw that poster and I was like, oh, it's a sign from God. And so I bought it and then had just kept it around. And I like to keep it around just to remind me of that time because it was a fun time. And so now I have it. The cool thing about this poster is this light here. So the light reflects off the poster and it kind of seems like this diner is lit up by the light, and it kind of just happened like that. I think that's pretty cool, and it looks really cool if I have like a red light on or something else, and it makes the diner look even more like alive and glowing. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. And the other thing, you're probably seeing a lot of my videos, I'm wearing little faces. Little faces like that, and that's Happy Jesus. That's a clothing company me and my buddy are working on. If you're interested in our swag, I put it in the bio so you can check it out. My office space isn't filled with a bunch of high-end technology. It's just technology that has been useful to me, it's served me well, and it hasn't cost me a fortune. One of the things though that has been a little bit expensive for this office is the lighting. The lighting is from Govee. No, it's not sponsored, but I will take a sponsorship any day from them because their lighting's pretty awesome. They have an app. They have this app here, if you can see it at all, where you can control everything from brightness to powering it on, powering it off, changing the colors and each of the different lights. There's one behind this couch that's kind of hard to see in the daylight. There's a smart plug that this light is run off of. There's lighting here. That's just an LED strip. Oh, and here's the LED strip for behind the couch. There. This lighting from IKEA is also on a smart switch, a smart plug, and then this Govee light bar thing is like the main thing, and that's, I think, the most expensive one. A lot of people have these, and that's how I saw them. They just looked really cool, and so I wanted to get it. And this thing you can like do a bunch of stuff with. Like that's a sunlight meteor, and this is all in their app. See all that? Whoa. Fashion. Oh, that one's kind of cool. I like the colors. With that about sums up this little office studio tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you take away that you don't have to spend a ton of money to make a space that works for you. You can simply paint it to make it look better. You can get a decent desk. You can get a cheap desk. You can basically get anything that can bring a little bit of joy into your life while you work, because you know you spend most of your time working. So make your office space feel good, get some good lighting, paint it up, get some plants, and just enjoy it. Thank y'all for watching and stopping by. I appreciate y'all. If you are interested in more DIY home renovation stuff, make sure you subscribe. I do have a video that goes through more details on the Govee, how to set it up, how to use it, and my overall thoughts on it. So go check that out, and I will see you over there. Double the flow to double the fees. I put all the work in that nobody sees. A friend wanted 2 minutes, double the V. She falling like autumn and don't wanna leave. I give you my